special report.
I'm Rhonda McBride.
I'm Joe Behill. Welcome to the special report on the swearing-in ceremony of Mike Dunleavy for governor and Kevin Meyer for lieutenant governor. So, Rhonda, very interesting situation. We know here in Alaska that weather can be an issue when you travel, and no difference today.
Is now because the governor-elect is now in Kotzebue. His plane was diverted there. So that, and we don't really know very much at this point exactly what's going to happen. We do know that he did travel with a judge, and there is another judge, Kotzebue Superior Court Judge Paul Roatman, who was supposed to swear him in Noorvik. That was the plan. But there is a judge with him, so wherever the governor is at noon, he will be sworn in, as according to our Constitution, which says that the governor must take office on the first Monday of December at noon. So this will happen. If it will happen in Kotzebue, we'll find out. Will it happen in the air? We don't know exactly where he is right now. But we don't know if he's landed. It was supposed to happen in Noorvik, and that's where Liz Raines is standing by right now to fill us in, because people are all prepared to have the swearing-in happen there. Liz?
Well, Joe and Rhonda, as you can see, the weather's really complicating things. Noorvik was expecting about 800 people arriving here in the gym, but the weather has canceled flights for many of the dignitaries, so a much smaller scale as far as the crowd here at this point. It's been confirmed to us by Dunleavy's spokesperson that the swearing-in will take place in Kotzebue, but that doesn't mean that he might not perhaps make it here to Noorvik at some other point in the day after that actual swearing-in takes place. I'm here now with Faith Jers. She's the principal here at Noorvik, where the ceremony was scheduled to take place. And Faith, you were just telling me that the show, despite this diversion, will go on.
Show must go on. Yes, we're all set up. The food is ready, and we will have the show. And we are set up to watch live stream, so we will see Governor Dunleavy sworn in, and then we'll celebrate big time.
That's right, because he is traveling with a crew that has the technical capabilities to get a live stream up from Kotzebue. So will you sort of just go through the motions like you had originally planned? Yep,
we're going to do it just exactly as if he was sitting right there in that seat.
Wow, so that symbolic ceremony still going to be happening here, and at this point, are you still hopeful that he might actually make it here?
We have a vehicle standing by at the airport, so as soon as he touches the ground, he will be whisked to the school.
And so tell us a little bit about what this ceremony is going to look like.
We have some students that are going to sing the My Country 'Tis of Thee and do the Pledge of Allegiance in Inupiaq. And we have local people that are going to sing 2 different songs, and then elders are going to sing a song. We have some short, solemn speeches. So this will all be recorded for him, so even if he can't be here, he'll get to see it too.
And he'll still be here symbolically, hopefully up there on screen. We see him putting in the boards right now here. And then are you preparing to put some screens in the classrooms as well?
I don't think we're going to need that. We thought that would be necessary for overflow, but it looks like we won't have that problem.
Yeah, with those flight diversions, it sounds like it's going to be a much smaller crowd. How many people do you think might actually make it?
Well, we have people that are snow machining in from Kayana and from Kotzebue, so I think we'll still have probably around 300.
Wow, and you were preparing for perhaps over 1,000. There was a lot of people in the kitchen yesterday preparing all of that food. So you'll still have the meal and still do all of that, and what will you do if there's a lot of extra food?
We will send food home with everyone.
Sure, we know here in rural Alaska that's a big issue, so that sounds like that food's not going to waste.
Not a chance.
All right, awesome. Well, we will let you get back to preparations. I see you still have cables in your hands. Faith Jers, the principal here at Noorvik School. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Joe and Rhonda, so as you can see, the show will go on with or without Mr. Dunleavy. It sounds like it will be without him, but he may perhaps be here virtually. Fingers crossed that the technology permits that. But people here are still going to be celebrating, still excited, and we should know this is still historic. He will still be the first U.S. governor ever sworn in above the Arctic Circle, whether it's in Kotzebue or Noorvik, and at this point it sounds like it's going to be Kotzebue.
Well, you know, you feel bad for the folks in Noorvik, but you know, they, again, as Liz, you're saying they're still going to go through the motions, and I wonder, you know, they're live streaming. I think we heard possibly, so I wonder if they'll be able to see that. I see the monitors behind you, Liz. You know, if so they do that, then it almost seems like they could kind of follow the program that they have, you know, but it's, you know, it's just kind of up in the air right now.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Liz.
Yeah, it's also fluid. Yeah, but you know, that's pretty cool that we have the technology that they may be able to just continue with the program as they normally would and have him here virtually. Fingers crossed that that technology allows for it.
Well, Liz, you've been out in the community now for a day ahead of this. What have you experienced?
Well, a lot of excitement. A lot of people are saying that this is sort of reminiscent of the last time that Noorvik was in the spotlight for the 2010 census. It was the first town to be counted, so it was a big event. People came in, everybody was prepared in the town for a big influx of visitors. There was a celebration, there was a big meal that happened there. So a lot of people were commenting that this is very reminiscent of that. They're very excited about all of the attention that their town is getting. They really hope that this will put Noorvik on the map, so to speak. In fact, their Mayor Vern Cleveland, told me that that was the first thing that came to his mind, was this is going to put Noorvik on the map. And he's very excited about this. People here are very excited about this, shedding some light on their culture, the way that they live, and also some of the challenges that they have here. You know, we heard a lot of comments from people in the community that they were excited when the governor chose a rural community, the first governor ever to do so, because they feel like that shows a commitment to rural Alaska, and they're hoping that having the ceremony here, that they had hoped would really shine a light on some of the challenges, the high cost of living, the lack of housing. They were hoping that the governor would see that when he comes here with the lieutenant governor, and that would become a priority for his administration. So a lot of excitement, and it sounds like you know, a little bit of disappointment. Obviously, he won't be here in person for the actual swearing-in ceremony, but they're still going to go through the symbolic motions. So in that sense, still some excitement here. As you can see, people are rehearsing. They're still practicing. They're still getting ready for the show, the program. So we'll keep you posted.
In the spirit of our faith and our churches, I'm asking you to please stand and join with me in prayer as we pray together. Lift your voices unto the Lord.
He wanted to make a point about rural Alaska, and I think he did, though in an unintended way, is that in Alaska, things are unpredictable. Even in urban areas, we were humbled this week with the big quake in South Central Alaska. Well, rural Alaskans deal with those variables of weather and always having to adapt very well, because they wouldn't survive otherwise. And maybe this was, in a way, something he wanted to showcase, but didn't quite expect to showcase it this way.
I think it worked out great, though. You know, again, you got to see the cultures of two communities in rural Alaska, not urban, rural Alaska. Now, Liz Raines has been watching all this in Noorvik. And Liz, boy, what's your observations after seeing this?
Planning Committee, and also
Wow,
Kia
Joe
Hanna.
and Rhonda, what a moment we just witnessed here in Noorvik. You know, you heard a standing ovation here as Rose took to the stage. Rose Dunleavy, this is her hometown. Governor Dunleavy also received a standing ovation. Both of them spoke about Noorvik. They spoke directly to the people of Noorvik. Governor Dunleavy with his message that rural Alaskans have a friend in office, of course, received a lot of emotion here from people, and while he wasn't here in person, he was here virtually, and so it was just a really neat moment being here in this room, everybody listening carefully and getting excited as he made a mention of Noorvik, and his wife mentioning all of the preparation that went into this celebration here, lamenting the fact that they couldn't be here in person. But in some ways, you know, rural Alaskans got two ceremonies today. But, you know, their ceremony continued. The show went on here in Noorvik, and there was also a ceremony in Kotzebue as well.